Drop it in the comments right now. Say, I see it. I see it. I visualize success. I visualize victory. I visualize abundance. I visualize freedom. It's not even a conversation. It's not even a question. I don't care what anybody says. I visualize myself driving what I've been called to drive, living where I've been called to live, getting my family up out of the hood. I visualize myself. I am determined. I am committed. There's nothing that is going to stop me. And I don't care if this thing takes everything I have. Everybody is looking to manifest. We're all looking to manifest something. And so let me look crazy for a season, and I'll live the rest of my life like a legend. If we're going to manifest the future that we see in our heads, then there are going to be seasons and chapters and moments in your life where nobody is going to understand why you decided that you don't want to just work the 9 to 5. You've got a glimpse of a possibility of a brighter future. You decided that there's something more. But there are some goals in life that if I'm going to hit, if I'm going to have an aim, that I've got to be willing to look crazy. When you see the possibility, when you see what you could be, that's when you look foolish. That's when people start questioning because they don't understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how I'm doing it. Some people are never going to get it until you lift the trophy in the air. Some people are never going to get it until you lift the diploma in the air. Some people are never going to get it until you win. Then they're going to ask you, how did you do it? There's nothing in life that you're going to accomplish that is going to come and manifest without suffering. The future takes time to manifest. What separates legends from the average? What separates the 1% from the rest of this world? There will come a time in your life where you will ask yourself this question. Haven't you lived here long enough? You've been in doubt and fear and uncertainty and confusion and comparison long enough. Haven't you been depressed long enough? Haven't you been broke long enough? Haven't you been broken and fractured and defeated and demoralized long enough? You still think you have time, but I came here to sound an alarm in your heart, to let you know that tomorrow is not promised. I'm convinced that there's somebody listening to me who refuses to stay where they are, who will make the decision to separate yourself from the average. I want you to consider this my personal invitation to you into the 1%. This is not about a socioeconomic background. This is not about how much money you make or the car that you drive. This chiefly is about the person you become. Metaphorically speaking, go find a mirror, wipe the blood out of your eyes, and tell yourself, I can see now! I got royalty in my DNA. I will not bow to ordinary. I got people to see, places to go, tables to sit at. I got work to do. This is what separates the 1%. Can you do what nobody in your bloodline has ever done before? Are you resilient enough to overcome failures and setbacks? Do you believe that you can communicate in such a way that is so powerful that you can build a team from nothing, brick by brick, and to lead a generation into the future? It takes a different person to walk into that room and sit at that table. I can see now what's possible. Past all of the pain and doubt and fear after they said that you'll never make a comeback. Do you believe that your dream, that the vision, that the idea that you see in your head, do you believe you could hold it in your hand? Family, I'm convinced that many of you are where you are because you don't see the value in where you're supposed to be. See, the problem with many of us is that we're so deeply anchored in the past that we cannot see the future. The question is, can you see past the betrayal, past the rejection, past the arguments, the rage, the anger, the misunderstandings, the mistakes you've made, and those who left you for dead? Can you see past that? And so what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary? Vision, a new vision. I cannot be a part of the 1% if I do not have vision and I do not understand. Lord, give me understanding. I'm talking about the 1% of people that are actually working on their mental health, that refuse to lose the fight against the demons that your parents and your family had to fight. This is your personal invitation to a mentality of a group of 1% of people that are incurable optimists, and they've got a posture of humility that says, I'm humble enough to know I don't know everything, and I'm hungry enough to know that I'm just getting warmed up. This is what separates one-hit wonders from history makers. An obsessive focus on the mission. What is your vision? What is your mission? Why are you here? It's the 1% that understand that without relentless drive and hunger, you will never eat. I just need you to believe that at the end of all of this, that you are the 1%. You wouldn't have made it this far in this video if you weren't. What truly separates the extraordinary individuals who changed the world and shaped the course of history from the average masses, it's a combination of talent, grit, resilience, and an indomitable spirit that propels them to achieve the unthinkable. It's the 1% when they are faced with crushing and failures and demoralizing setbacks that would make most quit. It's the 1% that view the problems and the challenges and the setbacks as opportunities to overcome every single day. And the 1% of people, the 1% are fueled by a growth mindset. They consistently seek to learn. They consistently seek to improve themselves. They have a hunger to be stronger. Those who refuse to be average are always moving. There's a drive in them. There's a desire and a passion. There's a calling to be innovative, to blaze trails, to pursue, to be phenomenal, to be unforgettable. There's a drive. There's a hunger. It's what they eat. It's what they breathe. The process. It's who they are becoming on the way to the target. And these are the people that can push through pain, and they can see a luminous future. They can see what's possible. They can feel their stored up potential. If they don't quit, if they don't throw in the towel, if they believe in themselves and put faith in God, that He will see them through. Let me tell you what separates the legends from the average. They're very clear on their why. Here's why I'm relentless. Here's why I'm hungry. Because if I don't do this, nobody else will. They're purposeful and passionate. They're self-aware. They're confident. They're continuously learning. They are curious and persistent and patient and disciplined. When you've had enough, find a mirror and tell yourself, enough is enough. I refuse to be average. Enough is enough. Separate yourself from not enough. Separate yourself from scarcity and lack and defeat. The greatest version of you is not the I can do anything version of you. The greatest version of you, come on, you know it, is the person that's got parameters. The person that says, no, I can't do that. I can't go there. I can't taste that. I can't touch that. I've got an unwavering self-belief and a confidence. I've got impeccable integrity and values and character. I will not bow to ordinary. I got people to see, places to go, tables to sit at. I got work to do. I just need you to believe that at the end of all of this, that you are the 1%. What do you believe? Because it is our beliefs that determine our behavior. Your destiny is linked to your identity. Everything that's coming in, everything that I believe, everything that I see will determine what I do. This is why the dark room is so important. Like, if I don't put the work in, if I don't do what is required behind the scenes, I'll never step in public authority. If nobody's told you today, let me be the first to tell you, every single person listening to me is standing at the precipice of the greatest decision they could ever make in their lives. For years, decades, generations, families will struggle. Centuries go by in a bloodline. And people, fathers and mothers, make the same mistakes until all of a sudden within a bloodline, somebody makes the decision to press a reset button. And I just want to ask anybody listening to me, why not you? Why not you? Why can't you be the person that changes everything? The innovator, the trailblazer, the disruptor, the person that makes a decision that I will not be the weakest link in the chain of a dynasty. Why not me? Why can't you be the one that makes history? Why can't you be the one that wins again? Why can't you be the one that breaks cycles? Why can't you be the one that overcomes the demons that have haunted a family for generations? Somebody drop it in the comments. Why not me? What is your purpose? What is your destiny? What is your assignment in this season? Are you completely sold out to it? Are you all in? Are you willing to lay your life down? Are you willing to die to achieve it? There is no tomorrow. There is no plan B. I am completely devoted to my level 1 priorities. Type it in the comments. Why not me? You're talented enough. You're hungry enough. So do it. You are the first pick. You are the only option. And there will never be another way. Believe that it's you. It's always been you. You've got everything you need to go to the next level, to obliterate glass ceilings and move forward. It is possible that if you could just focus and stay committed and be determined and direct your attention to what it is that you've been destined to have, you can have it. Do not settle. Do not think that where you are and what you see is all you will ever have. There is more, but change doesn't always come to you. It comes from you. Decide that you want to change your life. Decide that you know it's time. Decide that you've been here long enough. Come to the resolve that you understand, you are aware, and you have accepted that you have been broke and broken and weary and annoyed long enough. The problem with many of you is that you're surrounded by people who ask you the wrong questions. This is why when you're making decisions to change your life, you can't talk to people who are on your level, because they're going to tell you it makes sense to stay here and just make here better, when you know there is something higher that is calling you. There's a better quality of life. There is an abundance. There is an expectation, a passion, a new life that is calling you. And everybody on your level will try to convince you to stay here with them because they're stuck in a place called comfort. Are you willing to be uncomfortable? I remember back when I was cleaning toilets for a living, and I would run into wealthy people every now and then, and Oftentimes, the reverberating theme that they would all seem to throw out is that, Marcus, you got to make investments. If you're going to be financially fit, fiscally disciplined, you got to pay to play. You got to make an investment. I knew that I wanted something more, and I knew I was destined for more, but I didn't want to accept the fact that if I'm going to make money, I've got to invest money. When you start making these investments, it's not going to feel good. It's not going to make sense to anybody on your level. Whatever goal you have, your physiology, your psychology, your relationships, your business ventures, whatever it is. And so the question is, are you willing to leave this place called comfort? Are you aimed? Are you targeted? Do you believe that you have what it takes to pay the price? But more than that, can you handle the pain that comes with paying? It is not going to be comfortable. Are you willing to walk in not only uncomfortability, but are you willing to walk in uncharted territory? This means that I'm going to a place I've never been, and it's not going to feel good in the beginning, in the genesis, when we're first getting started. But eventually, if I stay committed, I'll see a harvest. If you're going to reap a harvest, if you keep sowing sparingly, you will reap sparingly. But the moment that you understand that there is a price to pay to get where you want to be, it will cost you dearly. It don't feel good right now. I don't like it. I want to leave it. I want to throw in the towel. I want to walk away from it all. But I've got to be able to see the power of what lies ahead. Today's pain is tomorrow's power. The new life that you want, that you hold in your head, that you only dream of, it will cost you your old life. I got everything I need to go to the next level. What is required to live the lifestyle that I see in my head? Because I no longer want to live vicariously through someone else. I'm no longer going to just sit around and like other people's pictures when I could be living that reality. So it's not that I want your life, it's that I understand that there's something more for me. But the question is, am I willing to write it out? Am I willing to see it, dream it, count up the cost, and then pay the price? Most of us are not willing to pay that price. And so we just go on living in the mundane, living in the monotony, living in a place where our money's unpredictable and our relationships are unpredictable. We're living in anxiety and stress. All of you listening to me have the opportunity to be excellent in every sphere and room and arena that you walk in. Do you know why you want to change? Because once you get a why, you become dangerous. You are a person of vision and valor and discipline. You got this thing. Why? Not you. Stop looking for everybody else to do it. Stop looking for everybody else to support it. Believe in it, to hand it to you, to point you in the right direction. You have everything you need right now in this moment to take a step forward. You've got to stop waiting for the opportunity to come along. And you've got to learn to master the art and the privilege of creating the opportunity. Stop limiting yourself to what can come to you and focus on what needs to come from you to create, to pioneer, to trailblaze. The question that many people fail to ask is not where do I get the money to get the life, but who must I become to attract the money to get the life? And so we need to define who it is that we must become. Who do you need to become to start the business? To move into the new location, to start traveling, to make new friends, to take up new hobbies and new investments and endeavors, to impact. Who are you going to have to become? You got to identify those things that are holding you back, the places, the people, and the mindsets that are telling you you're not enough, it will not work, turn back, go back home. Who you must become is directly associated with what you have been called to do. Do you know why you want to change? Because once you get a why, you become dangerous. Why do you sweat? Why are you bleeding for it? Why are you sacrificing? Why are you pushing yourself and testing the limitations of your soul? Why are you working so hard? Why are you changing your belief systems? Why? Not you. And some of you have been tasting defeat so long. We all know what it's like to lose a job, to lose a family member, to lose money. Some of us have lost love or lost passion or lost focus. Some of us have even lost our minds at points in our lives. So we are acquainted with loss. But there is something in all of us, a desire to win. Not everybody grew up in a winning home. Yet, we often witness living examples of greatness springing up out of adversity. Somebody that chooses to defy the odds. Somebody that chooses to be the one in their bloodline that changes everything. If you are going to hit your goal and if you're going to punch through your targets, you have got to see differently. You have got to think differently. You are going to have to connect differently. You are going to have to communicate differently, because winning is not just an exterior thing. It is very much an interior thing. Winning has everything to do with your mentality. It has everything to do with how you talk, how you walk, how you think, how you overcome conflict. Winning is not just an end thing. It's not just a crown or a trophy. It is the process. It is not just what I want. It is who I am becoming. One day, I just decided I'm going to raise my standards. I've had enough of the loss. I've had enough of the lack. I want to win now. I want to win. Make a decision. I am acquainted with loss, pain, lack, and famine. I want to win now. When you have made the decision that I am going to win, everything changes. At any moment in our lives, a piece of information can hit our eyes, hit our ears, that presents such a new perspective, such a paradigm shift in the development of our human nature, that everything begins to change. It's time to win. There is no other option. Winning is a non-negotiable. It's what I do. And many of you listening to me, you're literally in the red zone of your last losing season. And it is time for you to put your head down. Focus. You are one touchdown away from cementing your legacy on this planet. Sometimes it's just you and God. It's just you and God, where you got to put the work in alone. And you have to identify your strengths and your weaknesses. And you got to become self-aware. And you've got to identify where you are self-sabotaging. And you've got to train your body and your mind. You've got to bring yourself to peak condition. You got to develop your strength and increase your capacity and your endurance. And you've got to stretch, and you've got to push, and you got to pull, and you got to leap, and you got to run. And sometimes you will grow weary. And there will be days where you don't want to get out of bed, where you don't want to eat. You don't have the energy to think. And nobody calls you, and nobody texts you, and nobody checks on you. And very few believe that you will ever come out of this darkness. You will ever come out of this hole. You have to believe. Here's one of the #1 keys to your future: faith. Man, you gotta believe. You will need night vision. You gotta be able to see in the dark. It's you and God. Until my team shows up, I will fulfill my destiny. I will be undefeated. I will be unstoppable. I will be a force to be reckoned with. No weapon that is formed against me will be able to prosper. I am destined. I am determined. I am devoted. I am dangerous. I gotta wipe the blood out of my eyes and start to see that it's possible that I can come out of this place of misery. I can come out of this place of self-doubt and self-sabotage and fear and anxiety. And this idea that my industry is saturated, that there's enough people. There is only one you to Face the adversity with a fierce determination, a hunger and a resilience, and a devotedness to your destiny. I am devoted to my purpose. I am committed to the journey, the process, the pruning, the shaping, the reforming, the preparing, the conditioning. Whatever it takes, I will get it done. One man wrecking machine. There are going to be seasons in your life where you're going to have to learn how to hunt alone. This is the beauty of a soldier in solitary, a man or a woman who does not lose their identity because they're in a wilderness. There are seasons where life will summon you to march to the beat of your own drum, to trailblaze, to innovate, to adapt and create, to do something nobody's ever done in your family, and for some of you to do something no one has ever done in the earth. Goliath had the audacity to speak against the children of God, and one man out of an army became a one-man wrecking machine who will face very dark hours in this journey of building, of trailblazing, of innovating, of creating something, of manifesting it, of birthing it, of transitioning. This version of yourself has to die. You gotta learn how to put God first, eliminate all distractions. He will be your strength and your shield. People are always looking for the everything must go signs and store closing soon and sales. And we pack these stores out because everything must go. And some of you, man, you need to get this mentality that says, man, everything that doesn't serve the vision must go. Everything that does not line up with my level one priorities must go. Come on, one man wrecking machine. I got stuff to demo. I got stuff that needs to get out of my mind, out of my heart. I need to stop living in the past. Come on, is this helping anybody? There will be seasons where you will need to be self-sufficient, where you're gonna have to learn survival skills. It's your time to gather intelligence, to master strategy. You gotta learn how to strike while the iron is hot. From the shadows, out of obscurity, out of the ashes of where people left you for dead. Come on, you gotta dig yourself out of that place with the help of God. Come on, I need you to believe that you are good enough to adapt, to innovate, to improvise, and to bring creative solutions to your place of pain. I know what it's like to feel like you are losing your place and losing your mind, and everything around you is crumbling. You are being challenged on every level, and life will knock you on your back and dare you, yo, get up. I dare you to get up. One man wrecking machine. There are people that you walk past every day that are dying on the inside because they don't know who they are. They don't know their value. They don't know their purpose. I don't care if you're an athlete, a musician, an entertainer, an innovator, a philanthropist, a poet, a singer, a filmmaker. I don't care who you are. And you're going to be scratching your head, sliding down the wall, asking yourself, are you still called? Where's my audience? Where's my tribe? Where are my followers? Why am I even doing this content? Why show up every single day? Because eventually, the tide will begin to change. Accept the reality that there will be seasons in your life where you will need to walk alone. There will be seasons where you will be isolated in a type of wilderness where you are going to have to figure it out, where you are going to have to dig deep inside of yourself and unleash the devotedness and the commitment and the resilience and the determination and discover the game plan and the blueprint and the software and the hardware that is required to execute, to implement the information that you have acquired. We got journals full of dreams, but we hate to embrace the reality There are portions of that dream that you have to manifest by yourself. And in that season, nobody shows up. Let me make this very clear. You are an unrepeatable miracle. There is nobody like you in all the earth. God knew you before you were shaped in your mother's womb. He has a plan to equip you and anoint you and prosper you and heal you and give you an expected end. The very destiny of others are dependent on the decisions that you make and the distractions that you are willing to eliminate. And you gotta walk through valleys. You gotta walk through devastation. You gotta master the ability to sit in that pain and not abort the mission. Am I helping anybody? Drop it in the comments right now. But drop it in the comments. It's me and God. It's me and God. It's me and God. You may have family, you may have support, you may have somebody on your team that believes in you, but there will still come seasons where it will feel as though, and quite literally for many of you, it's just you and God. It's just you and God. I am a one-man wrecking ball. The moment that you get this reality, the lights are gonna turn on upstairs. Here it is. You ready for it? One-man wrecking machine.